Good evening and welcome to the virtual NJAJ Awards ceremony. I'm Edward Capozzi, president of NJAJ. We are very pleased that all of you have joined us to help NJAJ honor a group of tremendously deserving award winners. Thank you also to everyone who supported tonight's event through the Tribute Journal. I also need to thank our awards committee for the time and effort they have put into create tonight's event. Thank you to co-chairs Drew Britcher, Mike Ferrara, Amos Gurn, Tommy Ann Gibney, Tracy Hinson, and Jordan Peterson. Tonight we celebrate achievement and excellence. It is an important thing to do. Hall of Fame basketball coach Pat Riley once said, "Excellence is the gradual result of always striving to do better." That sentiment is something that all of us can relate to and applies to all of our award winners. All of us can strive to keep getting better and move toward excellence. Let me start tonight by honoring the past presidents of NJAJ. If we were in person, I would ask you to stand, but since we are virtual, let me simply thank all of you. Now on to the awards. We had announced that the recipient of the NJAJ Gold Medal for Distinguished Service, our highest award, would be Mark Saperstein. Mark is a stellar attorney whose dedication to the mission of NJAJ is boundless. In addition to being an attorney, Mark is a municipal court judge, and as a result, he is unable to accept this award. Our next award is the Gold Medal for Distinguished Journalism. To present the award, here is NJAJ past president Christopher Placitella, who himself will be honored a bit later in the program.
This year, our Gold Medal for Distinguished Journalism goes to reporter Lisa Gurian of Reuters for her excellent coverage of the legal and consumer issues exposing the dangers of cosmetic talc for the public. The award is presented for compelling work that illustrates consumer or legal issue of concern and serves the public interest. This award envisions recognizing journalists just like Lisa. Unfortunately, Lisa is unable to formally accept the award because Reuters has strict rules and policies about only accepting or seeking awards from journalistic entities. Nevertheless, NJAJ deemed it important to formally honor Lisa's coverage of this important issue and her work as a journalist. Lisa Gurian earned a bachelor's degree at Northwestern University, has taught investigative journalism, and mentored mid-career professionals at USC's Annenberg's Center for Health Journalism. Through her work at the Los Angeles Times and Reuters, Lisa Gurian revealed the hidden problem with OxyContin, the flawed science behind tasers, and a scheme by health insurers to dump sick patients. She examined the alleged complicity of oil companies in atrocities at Myanmar. Lisa's work led to regulatory and criminal investigations, congressional hearings, and even legislation. Her patient dumping expose, for example, prompted California's largest health insurers to restore coverage to thousands of people and was actually cited in the Affordable Care Act. Lisa's stories have been cited in books. Her Myanmar reporting was anthologized in Global Muckraking, 100 Years of Investigative Journalism from Around the World. Her professional awards also include an ABA Silver Gavel. Lisa's work was instrumental in exposing the testing showing asbestos contamination of Johnson's baby powder. She was instrumental in the withdrawal from the product from the market, and the Columbia Journalism School actually recognized Lisa for her baby powder report with its inaugural Wirt Prize for Outstanding Global Business Journalism. We here at NJAJ are proud to recognize Lisa and all of her contributions to consumer protection. Thank you.
Now we turn to the Gerald B. O'Connor Award, which is going to 4 outstanding individuals. The Gerald B. O'Connor Award honors trial attorneys who embody the high level of skill, creativity, and professionalism that Jerry O'Connor was known for and respected for. The hallmark of Gerald B. O'Connor's long and distinguished career as a trial lawyer was his integrity. Jerry was known among his peers as one of the leading plaintiffs' lawyers in the state, but more importantly to him, he was known as a man of principle who was always true to his word, fair in his dealings, and a fierce advocate for his clients. Gerald B. O'Connor was a longtime member of the New Jersey Association for Justice, which honors him with an award created in his memory. The award is presented to veteran, current, or former NJAJ members who, like Jerry, have had a stellar legal career and have exhibited skill as a trial attorney, have exhibited creativity as a trial attorney, and have exhibited professionalism as a trial attorney. Our first recipient tonight is Esther Berezovsky. It is my honor to ask Chris Placitella to introduce Esther.
I'm honored to present this award to Esther Berezovsky, who is a friend and colleague for more than 20 years. Esther recently joined the firm of Motley Rice that was founded by my mentor, Ron Motley, who is smiling today. When discussing great work that lawyers do in protecting the environment, Esther's name always comes up. Esther has devoted her career to representing communities impacted by environmental contamination and fighting for the rights of consumers, individuals, and families impacted by corporate misconduct. Esther is past president of Public Justice, a national public interest law firm, and continues to serve on its board of directors. She's a member of the NJAJ Board of Governors and was awarded the NJAJ Gold Medal for Distinguished Service in 2007. I personally had the privilege to observe Esther's great skills and tenacity in the Toms River pollution litigation, which is memorialized in the Pulitzer Prize-winning book, Toms River, A Story of Science and Salvation. Esther is currently involved in the Flint, Michigan battle over lead poisoning and the PFAS litigation involving the pollution of thousands of wells across the country. Esther is a true Renaissance woman with many interests that she is passionate about. Esther does it all. She's a great lawyer and a great mom. Esther is an inspiring person with unrivaled energy and passionate about her family and helping the people she is blessed to represent. And I feel privileged to present this award, which she so greatly deserves. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for those kind words. I'm honored and humbled to be given this award, particularly as its namesake is an attorney known for his fierce advocacy. When I speak to law students, I'm often asked, shouldn't an attorney be able to represent both sides? And my response is that the skill to be able to do that is invaluable, but how you choose is something that you should decide, if possible, by design and not default. And for me, it's always been about representing people and righting the wrongs that have befallen them. I come to representing plaintiffs by design, and I consider it a privilege to be a trial lawyer. I've spent most of my career representing people and communities in environmental litigation, in pharmaceutical, in medical device, and chemical corporate malfeasance. And one of the great pleasures and sometimes challenges of working in the mass tort and class action world is that I get the opportunity to work with truly extraordinary lawyers. And some of those lawyers are in this room today and with whom I have worked on various litigations over the years. In fact, Chris and I were involved in some of the original fen-phen pharmaceutical litigation. For me, it's about having an impact on people's lives and being a voice and speaking truth to power. And for that, I'm proud to be part of this organization and its commitment to impact and to justice, both in the courthouse as well as the State House. I'm also grateful for this organization's ability to rise to the occasion when change within is needed, sometimes kicking and screaming, but nevertheless changing. For example, by initiating the diversity programs, by having such a robust women's trial lawyers caucus, and the exceptional educational programs, which provide and promote the excellence to which we all aspire. So thank you again for selecting me for this recognition and for this great honor.
Congratulations, Esther. Our next O'Connor Award recipient is NJAJ past President Michael Berger. Please welcome NJAJ past President Kenneth G. Andres, Jr., who will introduce Michael.
I can think of no one who is more deserving of the Gerald O'Connor Trial Award than Michael Scott Berger. My friend and partner, Michael Berger, has a stellar reputation throughout the state. He's recognized by the judiciary and the bar as a trial lawyer of the highest order. It is a reputation that has been hard earned in courtrooms over more than 40 years. Michael's character and quality as a person, as a lawyer, are beyond reproach. As an organization, NJAJ and the trial bar, my term, stand on the shoulders of giants. The men and women who came before us and paved the way provide the foundation for the civil justice that we all seek every day. Michael Berger is one of those giants. Michael is a giant in the medical malpractice bar, and the public and our profession are simply better because of Michael. When I was asked to prepare this introduction, I looked at the description for the Gerald B. O'Connor awardee, which includes the following. 1, a stellar legal career. Michael is certified by the Supreme Court of New Jersey as a civil trial attorney and was a member of the inaugural class of civil trial attorneys. He's a fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers. He is certified with the rank of advocate by the American Board of Trial Advocates. He is a past president of then ATLA, New Jersey. He was a then ATLA, New Jersey Gold Medal awardee for distinguished service. Michael has served as an adjunct professor of law at Rutgers Camden Law School and Drexel University School of Law for nearly 20 years, where, of course, Michael taught trial advocacy. The second qualification, exhibited skill as a trial attorney. Michael has innumerable 7- and 8-figure medical malpractice verdicts and settlements over his 40-year career. And they didn't come easy. They came as the result of hard work and skill. Michael's preparation is second to none. Number 3, exhibited skill as a trial attorney and creativity. I would point you to a case called In Re Hall, a Supreme Court case, 147 New Jersey 379, a 1997 case. When Michael and I first got together more than 23 years ago. It was a very significant malpractice case where, frankly, the records had been changed. And we were unable to find an expert who could give us an opinion as a result of the records. However, Michael said, this can't be. And reminiscent of famous trial lawyer, Professor Tom Lambert, the law is not settled until it's settled right. Michael forged forward and was able to get pre-suit depositions where we took the deposition of a nurse. And all of a sudden, the case turned and the case was tried with a more than $9 million verdict. And we now have a court rule, Rule 4:11-1, that allows pre-suit depositions. Talk about creativity as a trial attorney. Number 4, exhibited professionalism as a trial attorney. Those of you who know Michael know how professional he is. And to my understanding, the highest award that anyone can get is the New Jersey Commission on Professionalism in the Law, Professional Lawyer of the Year. And of course, Michael has that. I know that Michael will be thrilled to get the O'Connor Award. We knew and respected Jerry O'Connor. and Michael is of the same mold. Simply put, Michael Berger checks all of the boxes as an O'Connor awardee, and then some. The law is in a better place because of Michael Berger, and for that, we honor him.
First of all, I'd like to thank my law partner, Ken Andrus, for his generous introduction. As you know, we've been law partners since 1997. I am truly blessed to have, as my partner, one of the best trial lawyers in the state of New Jersey as my law partner. I would also like to congratulate the other co-recipients of this prestigious award. It's not an award that I expected, quite frankly, but I'm so pleased and proud to have been nominated for this award and as a recipient of this award. I've had a lot of good luck and good fortune in addition to being law partners with Ken over these many years. I've worked with Tommy Ann Gibney, Abe Tran, and I've had a paralegal, Mary Fratantoro, for over 25 years who's kept me on track. I've been fortunate to also have been a member of AAJ since the early 80s, NJAJ since the early 80s, and as you know, president of the organization in 1997. This organization has afforded me great opportunities, and I hope I have served the organization well. For the last 6 years, I've been extremely lucky because at my late stage in life, I married my wife, Karen, and we work together on a daily basis, which has been great fun. We've made up for a lot of lost time is the way we like to look at it. When I first met Karen's mother, I was anxious to meet her, a little nervous, of course. I thought that I would be able to engage her because she was a professor of Spanish literature at SUNY at Albany in New York, of course. And I had majored in Spanish and studied Spanish literature at the University of Madrid in 1968. I was fluent in Spanish. And Karen's mom was also born in Puerto Rico. So I had represented migrant farm workers for the first 7 years of my career in Puerto Rico, from Puerto Rico. And when I met her, I started talking about all these issues of Spanish and Spanish literature in Puerto Rico, and I thought I was really killing it. On the way back home, I said to Karen, I said, well, how did I do? Was she impressed? Did she find that we had things in common? And Karen said, well, she's mainly excited because you're Jewish. And Karen's mom had converted some 35 years ago. And that's what made her happy. And that's what was important, making Karen's mom happy, of course. When I represented migrant farm workers back in the day, I never anticipated that I would become a medical malpractice trial lawyer. It happened actually out of an unfortunate circumstance. Judge Barry Weinberg's nephew had a malpractice case. He had a heart transplant, was unable to pursue the case any further, and the judge asked me if I would take over the case. And I was lucky enough to have my first verdict back in the mid-'80s in a medical malpractice case. And since then, as most of you know, I have concentrated on medical malpractice cases exclusively. So last week, I was arguing a motion on the telephone. It was a 411 motion, and the judge said, well, Mr. Berger, what about In re Hall? And I said to the judge, I said, Judge, sadly, I was the lawyer in the case of In re Hall back in 1995, and she laughed, of course. Over the last 25 years since In re Hall, I've had not an easy path like any malpractice lawyer, but a fun and enjoyable path during the past 25 years. I still enjoy practicing. I have no intention of retiring. I feel like I have all of this experience and knowledge, which I don't want to let go to waste. So an old friend of mine who retired at an early age said to me, he said, Michael, if you retire, you have to be willing to be forgotten. And at this time, I am not willing to be forgotten, and I am so grateful that you have honored me with this award and have not only not forgotten me, but have remembered me by this prestigious award. Thank you and good night.
Congratulations, Michael. Our next recipient of the Gerald B. O'Connor Award is Jeffrey S. Monahan. I am pleased to invite NJAJ past president Michael Ferrara Jr. to introduce Jeff.
Hi, everybody. It's my pleasure to introduce Jeff Monahan to you, one of this year's O'Connor Award winners. This prestigious award is given by NJAJ to some of the finest lawyers in New Jersey, and Jeff is no exception. Jeff is a real gentleman and professional in everything that he does. He is the expert in workers' compensation and has been doing that for over 20 years. Jeff has been on our board for the last 15 years. And by way of background, Jeff graduated from Iona. He graduated from Seton Hall Law School, and he served some important roles in Governor Kane's administration as in the General Counsel's office. He also was in the Legal and Legislative Affairs Department of the Department of Health. He also was a Deputy Attorney General before he went into private practice at the Pelletier Rapstein firm. He has served as amicus counsel for our cases in the Supreme Court, and he just won a major victory for a firefighter who was denied benefits by her township. He also is very instrumental in getting legislation passed that helps workers. You know, it's nice that, you know, big corporations have lobbyists that fight for big companies, and we have Jeff who fights for our clients who are just ordinary workers doing their job every day. So with that, it's my honor to introduce you to Jeff Monahan, one of this year's O'Connor Award winners. Please give him a warm welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mike, for your comments. It's been great working with you and your staff the past few years. Thanks for all your help. It is indeed a great honor to receive this award from the association. I think especially so because when I think of the prior recipients of this award and other awards of our association, who I've learned so much from the past 15 years in attending their seminars and reaching out to them for help on cases. People like Jerry Baker and Tom Vesper, Amos Gurn, and Don Caminetti, who I had the great opportunity to clerk for when I was going through law school. I want to talk for a few minutes tonight about how our association can in fact achieve great justice for our clients when we all work together. Overall, our New Jersey workers' compensation system is a fair and equitable system, probably one of the better ones in the country. But for years, one of the deficiencies of the system was the way we compensated serious injuries to someone who sustains an injury to their hands or their feet. Oftentimes, these injuries occur to factory workers, construction workers, members of our trades unions. When one of these workers sustains a serious injury to their hands or their feet, the economic consequences of that accident can be catastrophic. Unfortunately, our system for many years simply did not recognize and properly compensate those injuries. In 2007, when I joined the Board of Governors, I began working with Debbie Bozar, our Director of Governmental Affairs, and a number of our prior past presidents regarding legislation designed to correct that problem. Over the years, we testified at numerous Assembly and Senate committee hearings, trying to convince legislators exactly what in the world this thing called the Hand and Foot Bill was, and why in the world it would be of any help to their constituents. Gradually, we made progress step by step. In 2011 and 2015, the bill passed the legislature. Unfortunately, our governors at the time listened to the cries of the insurance industry, and both times the bills were vetoed. But we were undeterred, and in 2019, the legislation once again passed the New Jersey legislature. And this time, Debbie, with the help from former presidents Lynn Kivitz and Kevin Costello, were able to convince Governor Murphy to do the right thing for the working men and women of our state. Today, the Hand and Foot Bill is the law in this state, applying to all cases passed both before and after its passage. Over the years, this new legislation, this new law will be of great help to our members in assuring proper compensation for our injured clients. Now, we are currently involved in another uphill legislative battle, the effort to pass the Insurance Fair Conduct Act. If all of us work together and get Debbie and President Capozzi the information they need, we will ultimately win this battle, and a bad faith bill will become the law in New Jersey. Thank you again for the honor of this award.
Congratulations, Jeff. Last but not least, our final recipient of the Gerald B. O'Connor Award this year is Shelley Stangler. I am pleased to call on Tracy Hinson to introduce Shelley.
I am honored to present this award to my friend and colleague, Shelley Stangler. Shelley honed her trial skills at the City of New York, where she was thrown in front of a jury at a very young age, just out of law school. This was a time when jury selection was in a private room without any judge or referee, and during a time when there were very few women in trial courts. It was a daunting experience, but Shelley, along with 5 other women in the trial assignment part, prevailed in their quest to try cases. After becoming the managing partner for Jacoby and Myers Personal Injury Practice in New Jersey, Shelley left to start her own firm in 1999 because so many lawyers opposed the concept of civil rights and viewed it negatively. But it was a serious part of Shelley's career. Shelley has been doing civil rights for years. First with the city, where she first learned how to handle a 1983 civil rights case. She has been a civil rights lawyer on the plaintiff's side for decades, working tirelessly to obtain some measure of justice for people who are subjected to abuse by law enforcement. Shelley has been doing this work long before these issues became a point of national interest. She has had successes in both the Third Circuit Court of Appeals and the Appellate Division on issues involving the discovery rule and the provision of special education services. In Mullins v. State, a jail suicide case, Shelley broadened the scope of the discovery rule in a precedential case where the Third Circuit held the statute of limitations did not accrue until a plaintiff was able to identify the responsible parties. Shelley is not afraid to vigorously litigate and appeal as necessary. She has tried many verbal cases rather than settle them out, some with successful verdicts, and yes, a few no causes too. She's not afraid of a fight. Shelley has not only been a friend, but she has been an incredible resource to me in my practice. We often bounce ideas off each other, and she's always willing and available to provide her thoughts. Shelley is very deserving of this award, and I am thrilled to be the one to present it to her.
Good evening, and hello to my family, friends, relatives, and my dear colleagues at the bench and bar. It is very humbling to receive this award. It is a very prestigious award, and I stand next to great trial lawyers and all the men and women who have contributed so much to the legal profession. I would like to thank NJAJ and the committee for all of their hard work. And I would like to thank them also for recognizing my work, which is very meaningful to me. There are many things I love about practicing law: the intellectual challenge, the creativity, the strategy, the adversarial nature of it, and the ability, the skills that I have developed to enable me to look at a massive amount of information, evidence, depositions, documents, and to be able to put them together in a way that I can tell my client's story effectively and efficiently. And it is also very meaningful and important to do justice to those who don't have a voice, and justice to those who don't know how to use their voice. And those of you who know me know that I do like to butt heads with the government on a regular daily basis. The state, counties, municipalities, schools, jails, police officer departments, police departments. Because these entities, these organizations are like fortresses. They are very difficult to resolve cases with, and it's very difficult for them to move off of their positions. And therefore, when I have a successful outcome, when I'm able to help a mother whose son committed suicide in the jail and couldn't get any information, that is especially rewarding to me. NJAJ has been a part of my life for 20 years. It's made me a better lawyer. It's made me a stronger lawyer. And I would like to thank each and every one of you, everyone whose seminars and lectures that I have attended for years, and how much they have helped me. Again, to hone my skills, how to cross-examine, opening statements, closing statements, how to present yourself to a jury, and all of the support that we get as an organization and we give to each other, and all the assistance that I have gotten. So I want to thank you all for those things. I would like to say that when I am in a courtroom, and I hope I will get back soon one day, and I'm doing a deposition or I'm just being a lawyer, that I represent my client, but I also represent this organization. And I sit on the board of governors, and I speak and I co-chair committees. And therefore, it is very important that I do the right thing, that I handle the case properly, I have the right resources, and I try my cases. So thank you all very much. I would be remiss if I did not thank my paralegal of over 12 years, Melissa Figueroa, without whom I would not have been able to achieve anything. My husband, Clifford, who has supported my career 100%, which has not always been easy, and my daughter, Rachel, who, although I have missed a few volleyball games, will tell you that I've always been there for her, and I can cook a mean brisket and practice my opening statement at the same time. Thank you.
Congratulations, Shelley. And congratulations to all of the Gerald B. O'Connor Award winners. Now we turn to the presentation of the NJAJ Meyer Siegel Award. I asked Christine Lafferty, a co-chair of the Women Trial Lawyers Caucus, to make the presentation.
As we gather tonight, we are but several days away from March 1st and the start of Women's History Month. The month of March, designated as Women's History Month, provides an opportunity to honor, celebrate, and reflect upon the contributions and achievements of American women. So it is only appropriate that tonight we present the NJAJ Meyer Siegel Award in recognition of exemplary leadership to the profession, to the community, to NJAJ, and to NJAJ Women Trial Lawyers Caucus. This award, symbolizing NJAJ's commitment to diversity and inclusion, is named in honor of Anne Bernice Siegel and the late Joan Friedman Meyer, longstanding members of the NJAJ Board of Governors who founded the Women's Litigators Luncheon 28 years ago. Their efforts on behalf of their female colleagues demonstrated the power of voice, the power of persistent action, and that helping one helps all. Tonight, we honor a woman whose personal and professional life follows in that illustrious tradition, Alexa Diamada Barrera, Esquire. Alexa is an outstanding choice for this honor. She fully understands the need for women in the legal world to support one another and to lift each other up. She has been actively involved in the Women Trial Lawyers Caucus since it was founded. She is a force for both change in her representation, for her clients, and as a person. Her commitment to NJAJ is well documented. She is a former member of the Board of Governors and has lectured frequently at educational events. She has provided exemplary leadership to the profession, to the community, to NJAJ, and to NJAJ Women Trial Lawyers Caucus. We are lucky to have her, learn from her, and follow her lead. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Alexa Diamada Barrera as the 2021 recipient of NJAJ Meyer Siegel Award. Thank you.
Thank you so very much to the NJAJ Women's Trial Lawyer Caucus for this incredible honor. This truly means the world to me because it recognizes women who have given back to NJAJ, their profession, community, and most importantly, in lifting up other female trial lawyers. When I was in law school, I went to my first NJAJ Boardwalk seminar. My dad, Paul D'Amato, encouraged me to attend the Women's Litigator Luncheon with him. Now, this was 22 years ago. The room was small, but the personalities were fabulously large. He introduced me to Joni and Anne, and I was enamored. These women were wonderful. They were smart, strong advocates, and I dreamed of being a colleague of theirs. I saw how they encouraged other women and wanted to lift each other up. I already had role models in my dad and my mom, Sandy, who always encouraged me and my two sisters, Ava and Ashley, by telling us that we could do anything we put our mind to. It was incredible to see these other women who were encouraging their colleagues, like my mom and dad had encouraged my sisters and me, to be proud and to dream big. I continued to go to the Boardwalk seminar and attend the Women's Litigator Luncheon. One year, Joni said she was passing the torch on to me to keep the luncheon going strong. She said she didn't have a torch, so she handed me this little unicorn figurine. It was an incredible honor for me to follow in her and Anne's footsteps by encouraging women to come together, learn, laugh, and lift each other up at the luncheon. It's fabulous to see how the luncheon and the Women's Caucus has grown over the past 20 years. I cherish the relationship with my role models, Joni and Anne, and the relationships I have built with other women in NJAJ through the Women's Caucus. Now, I have to thank the people in my life with whom I wouldn't be me without. My partners, Paul D'Amato and Stephen Van Natten, who support and encourage me in every way. My voice is heard and my opinions are considered as equal. My mom, Sandy, was my first female role model. She raised my sisters and me to be everything we ever dreamed, to love and support each other always, because family comes first. Her and my sisters continue to be my best friends. My husband, Alex, and I have 3 boys, Paul, Mossy, and Rocco. At Alex's encouragement, as much as mine, we are raising them to appreciate women and to look to them as strong leaders in a relationship. I'm so blessed to have these 4 amazing men in my life. Again, I truly want to thank the Women's Caucus for this amazing honor. It means so much to me because of what it represents and who it's named after. I will cherish it always and continue to look forward to our growth individually and together within the organization. Thank you.
Every year, NJAJ is asked to name a recipient for the Professional Lawyer of the Year Award, which is presented by the New Jersey Commission on Professionalism in the Law. In 2020, our awards committee selected Christopher Placitella for this honor, and he received the award in the fall. Tonight gives us as an organization a chance to celebrate Chris. Chris is a partner in Cohen, Placitella, and Roth in Red Bank and is admitted to practice before the U.S. Supreme Court, the New Jersey Supreme Court, and the federal courts. He has earned a nationwide reputation as one of the country's leading legal authorities on mass tort, class actions, and cases about asbestos-related diseases. He represents individuals injured by defective products and drugs, toxic substances, and environmental contamination. Chris has been counsel on numerous landmark cases that have changed the law in favor of the consumer and wrongfully injured. He is a past president of NJAJ and serves on the Board of Governors. He is one of our national governors to AAJ and sits on the AAJ Board of Governors. He received the NJAJ Gold Medal for Distinguished Service in 1997 and was one of the inaugural recipients of the Gerald B. O'Connor Award in 2015. Chris helped to found Trial Lawyers Care, which provided pro bono help to the victims of 9/11. He often serves as amicus counsel for NJAJ on important cases. Please welcome Chris Placitella.
I'm humbled to receive this honor. I have a lot to be grateful for in my life. I'm blessed with a wonderful family, wonderful partners, parents who sacrificed to create a path to the law for me, a beautiful wife who has supported me through every windmill chase, and children who have exceeded my expectations in every way as good and kind people. I feel truly blessed to be part of this great organization, an organization of women and men who have dedicated their professional lives to helping others, public servants who share the mission of providing a voice for those who would otherwise not be heard. We have been entrusted with helping the wrongfully injured find hope in the belief that justice is possible. We are blessed to share a calling dedicated to finding truth and breaking down barriers. In pursuit of justice, we are privileged to be able to effect change in our society and make America a safer place to live. May we always respect the rule of law and our colleagues of the bar. May compassion and empathy guide us, especially when making decisions under pressure. As guardians of our democracy, may we never compromise our principles. I continue to marvel over the goodness and kind hearts continually exhibited by my sisters and brothers in the law. I have witnessed firsthand the kindness you show for each other and our community. Thank you all for all that you do to protect our families and help make the world a better place. Thank you for fighting for what you believe in and never giving up. Lastly, thank you for your years of friendship and your continued support. I'm truly grateful to have you as my friends. May God bless you all and keep your families safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Congratulations once again. Now I will ask Michael Epstein and Deborah Maines, two of the co-chairs of our Amicus Curiae Committee, to honor our amicus advocates.
The concept of amicus curiae, or friend of the court, traces its roots to ancient Roman law. It has long been a respected tool for helping judges better understand the cases before them and the potential ramifications of the decisions they make. The long history of amicus briefs and cases of note where a court has cited the arguments of friends of the court shows the importance of the work. NJAJ has long recognized the importance of this service. We have been involved in cases as a friend of the court before the New Jersey Supreme Court, the Appellate Division, and the Third Circuit Court of Appeals for more than 40 years. You can see the list of cases we've been involved with on the NJAJ website. Our amicus work is wide and varied. We advocate in cases dealing with employment rights, civil rights, workplace injuries, automobile accidents, family matters, medical malpractice, criminal defense, and more. It is an important and vital part of what our association does. Our goal is to create good law, and if this past year is any indication, we have a pretty good track record. I want to thank the other co-chairs of the Amicus Curiae Committee, Michael Donahue, Drew Britcher, Michael Epstein, and Lynn Kizis, for their dedication and hard work in making our amicus efforts a success. Now let me turn it over to Michael Epstein.
Thank you. In the Tribute Journal are the names of those NJAJ members who have volunteered their time and expertise as amicus advocates to write briefs and argue on behalf of NJAJ in cases that were decided in the past year. Thank you to all of you who have recognized the importance of our amicus work and helped to protect people's rights and create better law. If your name is not on the list, it means that you need to join us in our amicus effort. Offer to write a brief or argue a case on behalf of the organization. Help us make better law. The work that our amicus advocates do is important and worthwhile, and I urge you all to get involved. I would now like to honor our amicus advocates: E. Drew Britcher, Abbott S. Brown, Jessica E. Choper, Michael Corin, Michael A. Galvin, Christina Vasilou Harvey, Jonathan H. Lamoro, Amber R. Long, Moshe Maimon, John E. Molinari, Christopher M. Placitella, Jared M. Placitella, Michael A. Rabaska, Alan J. Weinberg, David T. Wright, William D. Wright, and myself, Michael J. Epstein. Thank you to all of you for the help you give us and the residents of New Jersey.
Congratulations once again to all of our award winners and amicus advocates. Thank you to everyone for attending our award ceremony. Stay with us for another few minutes as we scroll through the Tribute Journal.